Obesity and its facts. Obesity is a chronic condition defined by an excess amount of body fat. A certain amount of body fat is necessary for storing energy, heat insulation, shock absorption, and other functions. Body mass index best defines obesity. A person's height and weight determines his or her body mass index BMI. An adult who has a BMI of 25-29.9 is overweight, and an adult who has a BMI over 30 is obese. A person with a BMI of 18.5-24.9 has a normal weight. A person is morbidly obese, extreme obesity, if his or her BMI is over 40. Types of obesity. There are multiple classifications of obesity. Depending on the area of fat deposition, there are 3 forms of obesity: peripheral, accumulation of excess fat in the hips, buttocks and thighs; central, accumulation of excess fat in the abdominal area. Combination of both peripheral and central obesity. Abdominal area is considered the most dangerous area for the accumulation of fat because it is closely located to the vital organs and their blood supply. 2. Depending on the association with other diseases, there are 2 types. Type 1 obesity. It is not caused by any disease. It is due to excessive intake of calories and lack of physical activity. Type 2 obesity. It is caused by a disease like Cushing's syndrome, hypothyroidism, polycystic ovarian disease, and insulinoma, or some internal secretion diseases. It accounts for less than 1% of obesity cases and is observed that there is abnormal weight gain with type 2 obesity even on little intake of food. 3. Depending on the size and number of fat cells, obesity can be divided into adult type. In this type of obesity, only the size of fat cells is increased. It may happen mostly in middle age. Child type. In this type of obesity, the number of fat cells is increased. It is extremely difficult to reduce the number of fat cells which are already made prevalence of obesity. Obesity has reached epidemic proportions in the United States. Over 2/3 of adults are overweight or obese, and 1 in 3 Americans is obese. The prevalence of obesity in children has increased markedly. Obesity has also been increasing rapidly throughout the world, and the incidence of obesity nearly doubled from 1991 to 1998. In 2015, nearly 40% of adults were obese in the U.S. Causes of obesity. The balance between calorie intake and energy expenditure determines a person's weight. If a person eats more calories than he or she burns metabolizes, the person gains weight. The body will store the excess energy as fat. If a person eats fewer calories than he or she metabolizes, he or she will lose weight. Therefore, the most common causes of obesity are overeating and physical inactivity. Diseases such as hypothyroidism, insulin resistance, polycystic ovary syndrome, and Cushing's syndrome are also contributors to obesity. Some diseases, such as Prader-Willi syndrome, can lead to obesity. Complications of obesity. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, certain cancers, breast, colon, and endometrial, stroke, liver and gallbladder disease, high cholesterol, sleep apnea and other breathing problems. Osteoarthritis, infertility, fatty liver. Treatment options. Obesity is difficult to treat and has a high relapse rate. Most people who lose weight regain the weight within 5 years. Even though medications and diets can help, the treatment of obesity cannot be a short-term fix, but has to be a lifelong commitment to proper diet habits, increased physical activity, and regular exercise. The goal of treatment should be to achieve and maintain a healthier weight, not necessarily an ideal weight. Even a modest weight loss of 5%-10% of initial weight and the long-term maintenance of that weight loss can bring significant health benefits by lowering blood pressure and lowering the risks of diabetes and heart disease. The chances of long-term successful weight loss are enhanced if the doctor works with a team of professionals, including dietitians, psychologists, and exercise professionals.